Hi, this is Shannon from Skip to My Life. On today's video, I have some irresistible DIYs for you. Let's go. If you love to live an upscale lifestyle on a downsized budget, I am here for you at Skip to My Life. Let's start our DIY summer decor projects with this clear basket. Now this is an ice bucket I purchased for $1 at Dollar Tree, along with some Flamingo sunglasses. And I'm going to start by snapping off the back of those sunglasses. And we're going to create two flamingos by separating those two eyeglasses at the bridge. The plastic at this bridge is really sturdy, so it took more than my normal wire cutters. I actually got out a small hacksaw and made some score lines both on the front and back until I was able to separate these two. The trick was to separate them without breaking them. So my best tip is to use that hacksaw, and then we're going to just position them between those two lines on the lucite bucket. This is a super simple DIY project for summer. We're just going to be attaching some E6000 glue to those 3 points that are going to touch on the lucite bucket, and then I'll follow that up with glue gun glue. Now this method is used by a lot of YouTubers, and it helps create an immediate bond as well as a long-term bond. So as that was drying, I did lay it face down and put my cutting board over the top to apply some pressure, and I got a really good bond that way. I decided to jazz this clear bucket up by adding some tropical flowers and grass. Now you could use any color you like. These were in my stash and I thought they were pretty neutral and looked nice on this project. But feel free to make it go with whatever decor you are going for in your summer DIYs. This bucket would be great in a bathroom to hold hand towels. It would be nice for flip-flops on the back deck. I am going to be using it to create a drink station, and I'm actually going to use it as an ice bucket. So make sure you watch all the way to the end of this video so that you can see that whole concept pulled together. My daughter came to visit last weekend, and I asked her to choose 5 secret items from Dollar Tree to challenge me to use in this video. So every time you see one of those items, you will hear the sound of flamingos. The first item she chose was this book bin from the teacher's supply section, and I decided to create a drink caddy for summer on the deck. I'm starting by making stripes with painter's tape, and then I will take off some of that shiny finish with a nail file. Now, normally I would use some sandpaper, but I did not have any at home and I didn't want to make a special trip. So if you're in that situation, a nail file works in a pinch. After I had spray painted it white, I simply removed the painter's tape, and I love that feeling of seeing those crisp stripes. The next item my daughter chose was this Rhinestone Ribbon, and I was so floored by all the variety Dollar Tree is carrying. I had never used this product before, but I am going to be attaching this to those white stripes to add a little bit of bling to this drink caddy. You'll see me using that same adhesive method of applying E6000 and then glue gun over the E6000. Now, if you're going to try this method, first of all, if you're going to be using things outside, I definitely recommend you use a little bit more permanent bond than just glue gun. But if you're going to be trying this, make sure that you apply the long-term bond first, because that's going to be slower to dry. The glue gun should go second because that's going to dry very quickly and you'll be working against the clock. So I just sectioned this off and did one section at a time. If you're enjoying this video, please let me know by clicking that thumbs up button. Next, we'll be adding a caddy handle, and this is going to come in really handy when you have your hands full. Now, I used a metal stake from one of those plastic flamingos, and you certainly don't have to use that, but it was handy and it was a perfect length and gauge for this project. So I began by bending it in half and then bending it in quarters. If you are an exact person, you're probably going to want to measure this out. I was comfortable eyeballing it. I next drilled a hole on each side of this book bin, and it measured about 5 inches from the edge. I was really happy with the location because once I had my caddy full, it didn't tip forward or backward. So if you're going to duplicate this, you might want to measure that off and make sure you put the handle in that spot. Now for the next step, just to glam up this handle a little bit, I decided to add some silver pony bees, which I also purchased from Dollar Tree. For this next tip, you will give me a lot of things because it will keep you from losing your mind. I actually took a little bit of Scotch tape and attached it to either side to keep those beads in place while I was attaching this handle and bending the edges back. And that kept those beads from coming off continuously. Once it's attached and secure, it's easy to remove that Scotch tape and all your beads are going to stay in place. Next, we'll create even more storage on our DIY summer drink caddy by using these lucite pull-out drawers from Dollar Tree. Now, I took the little drawer out with the knob. I won't be using that on this project. And I added my glue method to each side and bottom of these lucite containers. That will form a very nice bond and also make it look very clean and neat with this lucite. If you're new to Skip to My Life, a big giant welcome to you. We are so glad you stopped by to check us out, and I sure hope that you will subscribe and keep coming back for even more fun ideas. You may be wondering how I'm going to fill these side pockets, and I will tell you I had so much fun shopping at Dollar Tree. I chose the theme of flamingos for my little drink station, and so I purchased some straws, some cups, and some beautiful napkins, but they have all different kinds of summer themes. These cups are 4 for $1, so they are a wonderful deal. These straws made me smile. They fold around to form a little tissue paper pom-pom, and they just could not be any cuter. And here is my finished drink caddy. This is going to make it easy for me to carry more out to my deck for summer entertaining. Now make sure you watch to the end of the video because I will be styling this caddy in an entire flamingo themed drink station. For our next project, I'm using a simple box with another item that my daughter chose, these rhinestone sticker sheets. And we are going to create a really high-end treasure box. And I started just by painting that background on the box white and allowing that to dry. This mystery item challenge game we played was so much fun because it caused me to use items that I normally wouldn't use. So if you're looking for something fun to do with a friend or a grandchild or a child this summer, it might be a fun little activity for you. I just traced the lid of this box on the rhinestone sticker sheet. Then I cut the corners on each end. Once you've created that form-fitting sticker, you're going to want to attach it to the top and sides of your painted box and take your time with this activity. You don't want to go too fast and get it off center, and there is no rush. A big shout out to those of you who are regular watchers. I am having so much fun reading your comments in the comment section, and I am having so much fun creating all these summer DIYs for you. To finish the top of the box, I'll be adding some stickers I purchased at Dollar Tree. One area I forgot to cover on my video was adding the 4 feet to the corners of that bottom of the box. I did this just by gluing on 4 little wooden cubes and then painting over those. You'll see in the end how I use this treasure box, but I'll give you a clue by just letting you know that I attached a shish kebab stick. For our next project, we are going to create a glammed up flamingo, and we'll start by painting the whole thing white with spray paint, including those two metal legs. Now, all flamingos certainly do not have to be pink, so I am giving you full permission to make your flamingo whatever color suits your fancy. I had some white feathers in my stash and decided to jazz this little gal up by glue gunning these feathers to her back and side. To make her even more fancy, I am taking some peach colored roses I purchased at Walmart. I believe these were $1 or $1.50. I'm just removing 4 of those buds, and I will attach them again with a glue gun to the top part where those feathers meet. If you're enjoying this video, please let me know by clicking the like thumbs up button. If you haven't already, I would love to have you subscribe. It is completely free. My husband and I recently downsized from a 6-bedroom McMansion to a tiny 3-bedroom love cottage after our kids were grown and flown. So it's a special blessing when we can visit with them now that they are on their own. And my nephew was married last week, and so both of them were in town, and we had so much fun together. I like to add a bit of whimsy to this flamingo by bending those wire legs in the shape of a 4. Because as we know, many flamingos stand on 1 foot. And then we're also going to give her a bit of a diva look with a black eyelash that I purchased from Dollar Tree. Now you'll only need a tiny section of this, and you'll want to take your time adding just a portion of glue gun glue. Oh, but the fun has just begun. We're going to add a pearl necklace with some of those pearl beads from Dollar Tree. And next comes her beautiful crown. I think this would be such a fun theme for a baby shower, a bridal shower, a girls' day out, or a pool party. So let me know what you plan to use these flamingos for. I purchased these little crowns from the party section at Dollar Tree and decided to go with the silver crown. Now you'll see me gluing it and cutting it down till I had just the size that I wanted. And I ended up with 4 points, which I attached a pearl on each point. This sweet little diva is going to be standing in a tin box that I created for a basket, and I am going to link that video. I won't go into how I made that, but make sure that you watch that video if you're interested. And next I will take one of these brightly colored silk flower lace from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add a punch of color to those peach roses by just glue gunning the petals on that lei throughout the roses. Now, this is a wonderful value for a project like this because you get so many petals in that lei. There were far more than I could use for this project, and I'll have plenty left over for other things this summer. I attached a styrofoam cube to the bottom of that tin bucket with hot glue gun, and now I'm camouflaging it by attaching more of those silk lei flowers to the cube. I will be anchoring her in this styrofoam block. Now, I believe that she needs a name, but I have no idea what to name her, so please leave a comment below and let me know what we should call her. Now here comes that glammed up box lid, and I am going to add this to our flamingo centerpiece to make it even more beautiful. The next item in my daughter's mystery challenge was the silver Tulle, and I am going to add it to just a plain jar and add one of those jars to either side of my flamingo. Now I'll show you what I'm using those for in just a minute. The question of the day is, what is your very favorite bird? I love flamingos, but we don't have many of those where I live, so I have to say my favorite is the cardinal. Next, we'll add a bit of height to our centerpiece by glue gunning that box that we glammed up to the bottom of our tin box. This will add just a little bit more height to the centerpiece, and you will see how this plays out in the final arrangement at the end. My daughter's next mystery item was these tiny chalkboard stakes. I will be using them as drink markers by breaking the tiny chalkboard off and glue gunning them to the handle of a spoon. I purchased these spoons at Dollar Tree, and I think they're extra special because they have silver glitter. To help each person identify their drink, I will be gluing a different sticker onto each one of those chalkboards. If you're loving these ideas, please let me know by clicking the thumbs up button, and I would love to know your favorite idea from today's video in the comment section below. This is a shout out to all the other empty nest moms out there. If you are one of my viewers, please let me know in the comment section. I don't know about you all, but it is a bittersweet time, and I sure do enjoy having my young adults home. Since it's all about the flamingos, I wanted to try this ice cube tray. So I added a bit of red food coloring to my bottled water and made some ice cubes out of them. Now, when I added them to the water, they did melt pretty quickly because they're small. I think this would also be really fun to use as a butter or a candy mold. And here's the big reveal of my DIY summer drink station, which I set up at the potting bench my husband and I made in our backyard. I will make sure and link to that video as well. It is a very simple potting bench to make, and anyone can do this. Thanks so much for coming along on today's episode. If you haven't already, I would love to have you subscribe to Skip to My Life. It's completely free. And don't forget, comment below and let me know your very favorite ideas from today's episode. Until next time, make it a great day.